Hello, 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 hello. All right, we ready. All right, what's going on YouTube today? We have we're gonna do a bald shave today with the razor blade, and I'm gonna be showing y'all how to. She ain't even gonna say nothing. She just like, man, what are you talking about? But look, we probably gonna do. This client kind of gives me free will to kind of do whatever I want. She trusts me a little bit, just like this much, you know. So she give me free will to do as I please for her. So I think we about to do a drop fade. I'm gonna show y'all how to do a drop fade. Yeah, low drop fade, easy steps, easy tutorial to follow, and we're just gonna hop straight into it. All right, y'all, we did just wash the hair. What we're about to do now is comb everything out, get the hair nice and lifted up. We're about to dry it as well while we're combing it out, and then we're about to take it down to our desired length. She does want it wavelength. That means cut down. Wavelength either means a number 2 guard, 1.5, or a 1 guard. Obviously, her hair is pretty much looser. It's not like coarse or anything like that. So we won't take it down with a number 1 guard, because if you take somebody's hair down with a number 1 guard and they have a looser pattern or a looser curl to their hair, it'll look like they're like bald. Like even sometimes with a 1.5 guard. So that's why you have to be very, very careful and know your hair textures and know your hair types when cutting the hair down and doing waves and whatnot. So what we're about to do now is take our Dyson blow dryer with our diffuser. But you really don't have to be a diffuser. The diffuser is just used. This is the diffuser. Dyson kind of just snaps on this. It's magnetic. You can put it on there. We're gonna turn it on low heat. The diffuser distributes the heat, and it kind of disperses it so it can go everywhere. And it doesn't come out as hard even if I put it on high heat or anything like that. But that process will take a little bit more time. But necessarily, we don't have to use no diffuser when it comes to like somebody with a lower wave pattern, well, wave cut. You could just use low heat and just do it like this. Kind of just brush as we go, because she is working on her wave, so kind of comb as we go. We just need it dry so you can start cutting the hair down. I see some people cut wet hair. Me personally, I don't really like to cut the hair while it's wet. But they mostly do that on straight hair clients. So, and if you're not familiar with straight hair, usually most white guys or white people have straight hair. That's what we consider straight hair, and coarse hair is usually summarized by a black person with a tighter curl pattern. So, but she doesn't have coarse hair because it's not like tight or anything. It's like looser. It's like a curlier. It's curly hair. So I think it's pretty dry. What we're about to do is we're about to snap on the guard. So when cutting somebody's hair down, if you're not too sure, you're gonna start off with the biggest guard that you got. It's okay to not be sure. It's pretty normal if you don't know exactly what guard you want to take the person's hair down with, or if you haven't cut their hair texture before. So what you're about to do is, I'm having a little trouble putting on this 2 guard, but you can start with the level. Well, I like to do the level all the way closed, because the level all the way closed it cuts extremely better than the level all the way open. So it cuts the hair more efficiently. So we're gonna start with the lever. I'm gonna zoom in for y'all a little bit. We're gonna start with the lever all the way closed with our number 2 guard and go with the grain. Going with the grain is going in the same exact direction as where the hair wants to lay down and where the hair wants to grow at. So by that, I mean her hair wants to go, or wants it lays straight down by going forward, but against the grain will be this way, and that will cause the hair to lean up. When you cut the hair against the grain, that right there, it'll start cutting at her roots, and it'll cut way lower with a number 2 guard than it would if the hair was with the grain, if you was to cut with the grain. And that's something for y'all. I really don't like to go against the grain on waves. Some people do that, but you have to make sure, like a number 2 guard against the grain, you'll probably have to cut it down with probably like a number 4 or 5 guard. It's like weird. And probably like, man, how could 1 guard cut 2 different ways or anything like that? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. And right here, you want to be very careful when cutting the crown, whenever you're doing waves. because you do not want to be a crown killer. And the crown is the part of the head that grows the least amount of hair. So not typically every client. If your client is having hair loss, then obviously the hair loss spot will grow less hair. But right here with the crown, I like to open up my lever all the way like this. Open all the way, extends the blade, and closing it, the least amount of hair and the most amount of hair. This leaves the least, this leaves the most. I like to open it all the way and kind of just go around the crown. You kind of just gotta go around in a little circle. Wherever the crown is, or the way the hair wants to naturally grow, that's the way you wanna go. And usually a crown is like a little swirl. So you wanna go in that exact direction. Because if you cut it in the wrong direction, usually people could typically mess up when cutting somebody's crown. It could leave a bald spot in their hair. So, yeah, we do not want that. That's how you lose a client. That's how you lose a client and never come back. Ain't that right? Yeah. And y'all, the reason why I'm choosing to use a comb when cutting down her hair is only simply because the hair is just simply too thick for a brush to really do what it needs to do. This little brush right here with her hair that she just had on top of her hair wouldn't even catch a strand of hair for her. It only be brushing the top, and what's all the way down here that needs to be lifted up off the scalp so we can know that we're getting a nice all even haircut will be compact. So that's why I use a comb to lift everything off the scalp. The comb lifts everything up and the brush will compact everything and lay it down. That's why when you see a wave, they don't use a comb, they use a brush. So all the way open. And we're just gonna continue to do this. I just had to tell y'all that real quick. All right, y'all, for the front liner, what we're gonna do is, because we do want it to kind of lay down a little bit more. As you can see, the hair is kind of lifted up off the scalp just a tad bit. Let me see if y'all could, boom, there you go. We're gonna take on number 1 guard. We're gonna start with the lever all the way open because we don't know exactly what we want to take it down to. And we're just gonna go with the grain just on the front pieces. Slowly close the lever. And that's really it right there. That's all we need. And she does have, push it down a little bit. Like this part of the lineup right here, this part right here grows a little bit less hair. So we want to make sure, even though we're using the number 1 guard and we're closing a little bit, we don't want to touch these 2 areas right here. We want the lineup to look like it just flows together like as much as possible. We just want to match the thicker parts of the lineup with the thinner or just the thinner parts of the lineup, just so it could look as natural as possible whenever we do line it up. And the clipper that we're going to be using today is our Black Label Annie's Masters, a nice clipper. And then for the trimmers, we are also going to use, obviously, our saw trimmer, a trimmer that's not zero gap, so you can set in our ball guidelines without creating a harsh guideline or anything like that. And we're going to use our hitters. These are always my hitters. These are my favorite clippers, my babies. But yeah. So now that we have our foundation, what we're going to be doing is setting in our ball guidelines. On this part of the hair, the lower pieces of the hair, we can use our brush. Or we can now use our brush. I'm going to zoom in for y'all real quick. Go right down. All right, now we're going to start setting all of our guidelines. For low drop fade, we're going to take it. Our low drop fade will always have this C-cup right here. So we want to keep as much of the C-cup as we possibly can. So that means we can't just set in a guideline. Oh, I'm going to show y'all like this. With our comb, we're going to use our comb. We can't set in our guidelines like this. This is a drop fade because obviously it drops in the back, but that's not going to give us our low drop fade. Our low drop fade has to start around right here, come right there, and then we slightly just drop it in the back. So we're gonna start setting our guidelines and dictating right here, we off of how much room that we have to work with, we're gonna start lower. Sometimes whenever you set in this low drop fade guideline, sometimes the neck lineup is the guideline for that first initial guideline. So, and then we're just gonna work the clipper like this and make our little curve. And notice I'm using my entirety of my clipper, not just using the whole entire blade. And then everything below that, we're just gonna cut it off. Since we do have our trimmer in our hand, I used to leave it just to create like contrast and stuff like that. But like this right here would, you know, lessen time and whatnot. If the thing is already in your hand, do everything you need to do with that clipper or that trimmer, and then move on to the next thing. So, boom, just like that. That's how we're gonna start our drop fade. Then we're gonna take it, drop it in the bag. You want to round it off in the bag. I'm about to scoot this back for y'all so y'all can see. We want to round it off. Take all this out, get it all. We want to round it off, a perfect roundness in the back, just like that, as y'all can see. And then we try to make it as symmetrical as possible, starting right here, because that's why I started on the other side. Connect it with the back that we had just did. Cut all this off, and then continue by using the edges of our clipper. And the reason why I'm switching sides, using this edge instead of continuing to use this edge, because her hair wants to go in this direction. So really me doing this isn't really creating no lines. But if I go against the grain of where the hair wants to go, it cuts off a lot more easy, and it makes it more simplified or easier for me to see the guideline that I'm trying to put in. Just like that, y'all. And this is the start, this is the foundation. The first guideline is the first foundation for every haircut, and this is a solid foundation for a drop fade, just like that. And I'm gonna let y'all know this, because we cut everything down with the number 2 guard, the highest guard that we're gonna be using will be either the number 3, will be the number 3 guard. The number 3 guard will debulk all of this right here. So we're gonna be using the number 3 guard, 2, 1, and then 0. But right here, we're gonna sit in our second guideline, touch it a little bit, level all the way open. This is all the way open, this is all the way closed, all the way open. We're gonna extend the blade, and we're gonna start setting in our second guideline. Now, whenever you set in your guidelines, you do wanna keep in mind how much room do you have to work with. Me knowing I cut her hair down with a number 2 guard, now I have to work with the number 3 guard, the 2 guard, 1 guard, and a 0 guard. So I have to have room so I can fade with all of those guards. So I'm not gonna really take too much room or set in that second guideline like an inch or 2 inches or anything. I'm not gonna make it too thick, just so I can have room for all those guidelines that I wanna set in, all those guards that I wanna start fading with to have a successful fade. And a fade is really, I'm about to move the camera a little bit. All a fade is just a smooth transition from no hair or being bald all the way, and it's a gradual increase until the hair at the top of the person's head. So that's all it is. Now what we're about to do is our fading down process. Fading down is typically used, because I know this is a number 3 guard, we will start all the way down up here after we fade this whole entire section out. That's what I like to do first. And fading down was basically just closing the lever until it gets all the way closed till we reach that first guideline that we had set in. And we're just moving down our notches and making sure y'all can see, y'all can. Boom. I'm just slowly moving down, slowly getting that transition right. You should never be in the same exact spot when fading or when doing the down fade. We're gonna open up the lever, do some detail work. Boom. Now it's time to get our number 3 guard. 3 guard, every time we get a new clipper, we wanna start with our lever all the way open. Every time we get a new guard, we want to start with the lever all the way open. Even though I know this all the way open isn't going to really debulk anything, we still want to follow through our same steps and our same process and use our techniques. Keep our techniques consistent so the cuts, each individual cut between people can be consistent. So we close the lever a little bit, and we want to get it to where it just starts cutting and debulking. And now our lever all the way closed. Switch it just a little bit, and this should debulk everything. Debulk this harsh line that we would have if we didn't debulk. So, just like that. Hello. Yeah, that's me. All right. So after we debulk, we move down with our number 2 guard, level all the way open. And just follow the path of that first guideline that we had first set in. Every time we put on a new guard, we have to fade like this. We don't fade just like this. That's gonna mess up the drop fade or that transition that we're trying to get. And slowly start closing our level and moving down. Yo, this is a simple, easy process, y'all. Once y'all get the understanding here, man, it's just gonna be a breeze. Y'all career gonna be a breeze. Clients gonna start pouring in once you get better at cutting the hair. It didn't really take me that long. I want to say location do matter. Don't listen to the people that say location don't matter, man. Location does matter. I was just in the location before I had moved down here. Y'all seen I was in a little suite. I was one of the best barbers where I was at, if not the best barber. And it was a struggle to gain clientele. Like, a lot of people in smaller communities don't really too much care about having, can y'all see? Y'all can't see. But a lot of people in smaller communities, in smaller towns, don't really care about haircuts for real, because they really don't have no job that allows them supports them having a very nice, clean, sharp haircut. So people won't pay a higher price for it, and also people just doesn't find no value to get a consistent haircut like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks or once a month. So that causes you to lose a lot of money over time. They could potentially be yours. So, and then when I came to a bigger city, I gained over 200 clients in 5 months. More than I did over 2 years of cutting hair in a particular area, which was insane. And I literally went 30 minutes down the road, y'all, so. Now we have on number 1 guard, and we're slowly moving down, going and cutting against the grain. Slightly going back in, detailing, closing the level, moving down. As y'all can see, this blend is already coming out very, very, very nice. Y'all, today is Saturday, y'all. Today usually be like a crazy booked out day. I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I had closed down my bookings for today. Like, I seen a couple people book, and I was like, man, I've been working like extremely hard, man. Like, when I go home, I could barely like keep my eyes open to do the things that I want to do. Like, that's how much work that I've been really just putting in these past couple weeks. So I was like, man, I'm gonna close down the bookings, and I'm about to go home. I'm about to go home, y'all, and get on the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to go straight to sleep. Eat me something, go straight to sleep. Y'all, I be booked out at least like 3 days out of the week, like fully booked out, or at least like a fully 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Of course, those are gonna be the more so booked out days for a barber. But when you might not what you call it right there, zero guard. But I appreciate the slow days, man. Slow days are very, very, very important, man. This is when I get to create my content. This is when I get to express my I guess my true passion for barbering, making content. It's deeper than barbering. I like making videos, man. I have a passion for making like cinematic videos and stuff like that, which I just previously found out like while doing YouTube. So another passion kind of formed while doing something else. It's crazy. But on the booked out days, I don't get to record. I don't get to make my Instagram content. I don't get to make my YouTube content like how I want to. And people that don't make content, people that don't go to these barber battles, barber shows, or interact with other people other like-minded people that's doing the same exact thing or have the same exact passion as you don't really find too much joy in cutting hair, y'all. You'll look at it as like a job, and that's when it becomes a problem. That's when people start, and y'all, we just about to go against the grain real quick, just to kind of debulk it a little bit more, give it that next level type of look. But that's when people stop caring. That's when people stop caring to give out good haircuts, or stop caring, like they just want to cut their hair and go home. Like, and I don't want to never get it to a point to where I'm not putting out my best work 100% of the time. I try to be as consistent as possible. That's why I find so much success when cutting hair. Like, I don't have to worry about people not coming to me or even people waiting months, man, to come get a haircut. That's all extra money. That's all extra money in my pockets because I already have my people that's coming every 2 weeks that making my schedule booked out. And then when a holiday comes or whenever that, you know, them extra people need a haircut that wait a couple months to come get a haircut, 2 months, 3 months, or maybe they might go experience another barber. I have no problem with that. But whenever they come back, that's just extra money in my pockets. It's just extra on top of whatever of the money I'm already getting booked out with. So, and it comes with building over time. Barbering is a timely process. Barber is a long-term job. It's not nothing that just comes overnight. You have to get good. You have to find people that trust you to initially cut the hair and stuff like that. Or at least initially start you like cutting the hair and stuff like that, so you can get better. Because it is trial and error. You just don't watch a video. I'm being honest with y'all. You just don't watch a video and you get good. It takes time. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of patience when doing this to become very, very good and to get very, very consistent at being good. So, y'all, this side is completely faded. It's very, very blurry. Don't know if y'all can tell, but I can most definitely tell by looking at the haircut. This is a blurry, blurry, blurry fade. But this is just quick, easy steps. We're about to do the other side. Then I'm gonna get back with y'all when it comes to the back so we can connect both sides. And then we're gonna do the lineup. And y'all, this is what both sides look like. Nice fade. Hopefully it focuses and everything for y'all. Let's turn the camera for y'all. This side right here, nicely fit on both sides. Now all we have to do is connect the sides with the back. You can, I like to start on the edges. I don't necessarily like to start in the back. I like to start on the edges and then work my way in. So right now, we're about to do this all in one take. We're gonna try to do this all in one take. So we're gonna get the camera at a good little angle. Zoom in for y'all so y'all can see what I'm doing. And level all the way open. Close it a little bit. And start fading. And I kind of just like to go down like this. And I'm doing the same exact steps. Y'all, I hate that the camera don't be focusing like talking about it. Same exact steps. And I feel like it's because that snowman in the background, y'all. Close a little bit. Close a little bit more. I'm trying to show you how like fast these steps is in real time, so I can actually implement this and y'all little things that y'all do whenever y'all do get into a shop. For those that's not in the shop, or those that's already in a shop that's looking to increase their cutting time to get more clients inside of your chair a day, y'all can just use this technique or this process that I'm using. 3 guard, debulk, and it's really simplified. You just move down in the guards, move down in level, slowly moving down. There's no guidelines when you're setting in, when you fading down. No guidelines means no harsh lines. I mean, there's not gonna be any lines in your fade if you fade correctly. When you focus the camera a little bit, right there. Level all the way open. Boom. Move down. We're right underneath that 3 guard. And I'm gonna try to get at the angle to where the camera don't unfocus. Move down. Still got on the 2 guard. Comb and brush. Comb and cut. Comb and cut. Comb and cut. Comb and cut. You wanna always go back in on a relaxed state of the hair. You don't wanna cut and the hair is lifted up off of the scalp. That's how you create an inconsistent haircut or an inconsistent fade. Or a lot of flaws before you start to get to that point to where you can now detail. Just like that, we're gonna move down. 1 guard, level all the way open, hold that down a little bit more, right down. Start on the side. Just like that. Remember y'all, the level is all the way open. And with detailing, as I go slowly, like turn my clipper to the side just like that. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. Moving down within the fade. Boom. Detailing, detailing, detailing. You detail as you go. Detail as you go. Showing up that time, y'all. Showing up that time. Detail as you go. Show y'all boys something. Level all the way closed right there. And for this head is kind of lifted up, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go with the grain. Gonna turn our client, make sure we fading right. Cause y'all, I'm trying to get these angles for y'all. I'm doing this for y'all. Doing this for y'all. Zero guard. Now we grab our brush, cause the comb can no longer comb what's down here at the bottom. Level all the way open. Close the level a little bit. Move down. Using my corners. Corners, 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 corners. It's important to detail as you go. Use your corners. Y'all can't see. Look how clean the fade coming out. Look how clean the fade came out in just a couple seconds, couple minutes. Now right here for this one little part, we're gonna start with the number 2 guard for you. I already know what guard I need to use. Left it all the way open. Not cutting none, close the guard, same exact spot. Now it's cutting a little bit of hair. Now we start moving down. Same exact process, down fading. One guard. Go with the grain, level all the way open. Get it to a point, or take it up to where it's cutting the hair a little bit more. And then just simply start moving down. Start moving down. You see any imperfections, go back in, point cut. Get them imperfections out of there, y'all. Get that blurry blend that y'all want. Boom. Level all the way closed. Touching that bottom guideline, or this line that I see right here. Boom. Switch to that zero guard. Zero guard, we probably won't go all the way closed. Probably just halfway. Close the level a little bit. Working in this general area right here. Boom. Detail, use your corners. Just like that. Just like that. And just like that, we are done. Look how clean that came out. Look how clean that came out. All right, now we're about to turn around, do the lineup, do our lineup prep real quick. They got businesses with inside of businesses with outside of businesses of every single thing. And y'all, this is it. This is our lineup prep. Add cream. Very simple steps. Lay the lineup down. We want that lineup laid down so we can go ahead and set in our sharp lineups. That sharp, crispy lineup that we want. Hot towel. This hot towel is very hot and it is infused with an essential oil so the client can feel good, so we can open up them pores, do what we need to do. Boom, we're gonna let that sit down. We're gonna let that sit down for at least about 2 minutes. It really doesn't take too long for you know, everything to start kicking in, everything to start working. So 2 minutes. Y'all, it's almost time for me to go home, y'all. Almost about that time. 1 minute, 2 minutes, it don't matter. Take it off, wipe the lineup down. There's all the excess hair, and we do want to go in the same exact way as the hair wants to grow. And what that's called? It's called with the grain. Boom, we're gonna put this towel to the side. We have a basket, but the basket is across the room. And y'all out here, we got some more alcohol swabs, so boom. Alcohol swab, pad, alcohol, spray it on now. Bring it close to the mic so y'all can hear that. And then every single piece of hair or area that we're going to be lined up, we wipe it down with that same exact pad. We're gonna add a little bit more alcohol to it. And what this does is just dries the skin out so we can get our sharp lineups without any enhancements at all. You literally don't even have to do the hot towel. The hot towel is relaxing and it does help lay the lineup down if the client does have a little bit more hair than usual. Cause I ain't gonna lie, some clients just really don't know what they want for themselves. And that's the truth, that's the honest truth. Some clients, you as the barber cutting their client said, you know what's best for the client. This is our profession, we are professionals. We sometimes know better than the clients. The majority of the time, you will know. Some clients want their line up way too thick and it's hard to line up. And now they're coming back Oh, the line didn't last long. That's because your hair not cut down in the front. Your hair not laid down. You have curly hair. You're a black guy. Your hair is not cut down to a certain length. So now the hair just wants to stand up the whole entire time. So yeah, we'll probably get clients like that over time, y'all. And this just our holding spray right here. A good amount. We want that holding spray everywhere. Boom. While they lean back, we're gonna add some fibers. Hopefully y'all can see. We're not adding fibers on the forehead. We're just adding fibers on the liner. Just making it a little bit more darker. And then boom. Take out blow dry everything on cool down. It's really that simple. It's really that easy. And I do sometimes like to wipe the lineup down. Wipe the head down. Just lays everything down a little bit better. And then after that, you lean your client up and then you start on the lineup steps. All right, y'all. For a consistent straight lineup, we do want to start with the C-cups first. That's why I generally find more success and more consistency with keeping my lineup straight and that nice boxy look. Use your corners only. Go up and work your way into that curve. And I just like to keep this straight. I don't like to angle it down. Sometimes you got to angle it down a little bit. But for the most part, I like to keep it as straight as possible. And that's it right there. Look at that nice ash line from our line prep and everything. Boom. Just like that. Turn the client a little bit so I can see a little bit better. And what we're going to do, just to match both sides. Let me turn so I can see. Boom. Look at the client from the front, see where this C-cup lands at, and see where this C-cup's where it needs to start at. And then go back in using your eyes. Go to the front, make sure it's even, and if it is even, start the C-cup. Yeah, I can see. Go back down to the bottom, go into our C-cup, and that's it. Y'all, it's that simple. It's that simple, it's that easy. A lot of people make it more harder than what it needs to be. Very, very quick and easy process. And then you can go in and kind of proof check. Make sure everything is nice. Make sure everything looks right. Proof checking is somewhat needed for the majority of the time. Sometimes that finished look isn't the finished look. Sometimes the finished look is only the beginning of the finished look. All right, now we're gonna do the front. You don't want to cut the client at an eye level view because when the client goes home, looks in the mirror, looks at their haircut, because I guarantee you every client goes home and looks in the mirror after they done got a haircut. It's not just what you show them in the mirror. So your cut will be judged when the client goes home. So cut it at an eye level view and then just start. I do like to start in the middle, as y'all can see, where y'all about to see. We're gonna zoom in a little bit more. Start in the middle, use the nose if you're not too sure where the middle at. Go up and just start setting in the lineup and work your way over towards the weak side. Our client has a very, very strong lineup. So there is no weak side, no strong side. The weak side is the side that typically grows the least amount of hair, and the strong side is the side that grows the most amount of hair. Basically, the weak side could be called the receding side. It's just less hair growth. But basically, you just work your way over, stepping back, making sure you're still on the right track, and the lineup is straight. If it's not, go back in and make your micro adjustment, and then you connect it on the sides. Boom, my camera about to die. You're gonna change the battery real quick. And then all y'all wanna do right here, and just connect it from what we did right here to what we did up here. I like to start at the top and just connect it. It's very, very easy. Very, very simple. Just like that. That's all it takes. It's not rocket science, y'all. And boom, look how clean, look how nice that looks. And you're gonna turn the chair for y'all so y'all can see. Look how clean, look how straight that looks. Now all we do is start in the middle and kind of just connect the sides. That's all you have to do now. Revert back to the middle, start in the middle, and just slowly start working your way over. Make sure you're also stepping back and looking at the lineup for what it is, because when you're close up, you really can't see exactly what's going on. And then before you get to the edge, what you want to do is see the placement of the vertical bar. See where this one lands at, not at the edge of the eyebrow, but almost at the edge of the eyebrow. And you go in and you go ahead and set that vertical bar, just so you can create symmetry with inside of the cut. And then you just connect the sides. Just like that. And you can go in and proof check the lineup. Sometimes the lineup isn't really done. Look at the lineup, see if it's straight, see if it's to your liking. And that's it. I'll bring the side up a little bit right here. Looking at it from the front. Make a micro adjustment right here. Just bring this side up a little bit, this corner. And now we have a straight lineup. I want to see if y'all can see. Hold on, we're going to lift the chair up a little bit. Boom. Turn the camera a little bit so y'all can see. Right there. And boom. All right, now we're about to add our enhancements and everything. Boom. We're gonna use a tan pencil just so the line can pop. And whenever y'all adding enhancements, you wanna use the color enhancements. If you're using like black spray, you wanna use a color enhancements that's close to your client's skin color and hair color, so it doesn't look like it's just out of place and it looks like actual paint on the hair or on somebody's head. And whenever you're using a pencil, you want to use a pencil that's close to the client's skin color. You don't want the line of a darker skin complexion person or a brown skin person with a white lineup. Like, y'all know who the Island Boys is? Y'all don't want y'all clients looking like the Island Boys. You do not want that. And all you're doing is tracing the perimeter. Tracing the perimeter lineup, even though we don't need it. This just gives the client an extra pop, a little extra flair. If she goes out, she party, she do what she doing, it's gonna get the extra hump, or whatever y'all like, whatever they call it, to the lineup. And then you go in, and what I like to do, I like to spray light enhancements. Y'all, my enhancements gonna really come out like talking about, so it might look like a lot of enhancements, but it's not. I like to spray a light touch of enhancements just to make it pop. Remember, it is called enhancements. It's not called the haircut or the lineup. Like, we only trying to make it pop a little bit more. Fill in those spots that need to be filled in, just so we can give it a little pop. Make it stand out a little bit more. Yeah, this ain't nothing but enhancements on my car. I have to really clean up my car to do a deep clean. It's enhancements and holding spray. So, yeah. That's it right there. We're about to lean our client back, do the razor work, and then we'll be done. All right, y'all. So obviously with a razor, it's pretty simplified, pretty easy to use. We stretch the skin. You let the razor do what it do. You don't add a lot of pressure. And me, I allow the build-up to happen because that's just my signature. I do like a nice build-up around the lineup, and I get that from using this razor blade. Touch it a little bit for me. Right down. And this right here just makes the haircut look 10 times cleaner, if you ask me. And it really brings the rest of the cut together. And I use my brush just to get all the excess coating spray, whatever, off. Just like that. As y'all can see, it's a nice, clean enhanced cut. I'm about to do the other side and show y'all the end product real quick. Very, very nice, very clean. But this is the end of the haircut, y'all. It's a nice, clean, dry fade for y'all. Simple tutorial. If y'all follow these steps, y'all can also get good like this or get even better than me someday. But it's HYB. If you're not handling business, what you're doing, and we out.
Benny, please don't do anything crazy.